A girl connected with me via a live stream divination. Master, please look at my husband for me. I feel like he's not human. The girl lowered her voice, furtively angling the camera towards a man with an ashen face sitting on the bed. I glanced at him and calmly said, "There's nothing wrong with you. This hotel is the problem. Go outside and take a picture of the main gate for me." Seeing the girl leave the room, I shouted, "Run! Your husband is a bone ghost, a demon's minion." Hearing my warning, the girl cried out in fear and ran downstairs. On the screen, the moment her foot stepped out of the hotel gate, the pitch-black night instantly turned into broad daylight. I gasped, "Absolutely, do not go outside. The moment you step out, your soul will leave your body." The girl stared blankly at the dazzling sunlight outside for a long time. Only when I called her did she snap back to reality. Rushing back into the hotel lobby, she cried, "Master, what should I do?" Comments in the live stream room exploded. "Where is this girl? It's 9 p.m. now. Why is it daytime on her side? Did she run abroad? No way. I checked her app. She's in Xi'an." I asked the girl on camera again, "Where are you?" "I'm in Xi'an." Before she could finish, her expression suddenly changed and hurried footsteps echoed. "Master! Master! Save me! They're chasing me!" The camera spun to a first-person view. On the screen, all the lights in the hotel had inexplicably gone out. More than 10 ashen faces slowly approached the hotel entrance, including the girl's husband. "Quick, tell me your address. Find a place to hide right now." "I'm in Guiyang County, Xi'an." "It's the Timeless Reversal Hotel." The girl couldn't finish her address before the connection was interrupted. Live stream comments kept popping up. "Chloe, what now? Is that girl going to die? Why does this feel like acting? It isn't, it's fake." If you think it's fake, leave. Is this girl's husband a human or a ghost? I didn't pay much attention to the comments in the bottom left corner. At that moment, I was fully focused on pinpointing the girl's location. But after 2 attempts, I still couldn't get an exact fix. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. A private message popped up. "No. Master, I'm at the Timeless Reversal Theme Hotel in Guiyang County, Xi'an. Master, save me. They found me." I told my fans in the live stream room, "The girl's location has been sent to me. It'll take me 5 hours to drive there." I'll be ending the live stream now. Comments scrolled up again. "Chloe, remember to leave stream when you get there." Agreed. After a moment's thought, I replied, "If I arrive safely and find the hotel, I will live stream. Those who want to watch, please follow." Watch! Chloe definitely has to live stream. I want to watch. I'll follow even if I have to skip work. The moment I open my eyes, I'll check if Chloe is live streaming. The person upstairs is just like me, doesn't want to do anything all day, just waiting for Chloe to live stream. After ending the live stream, I hired a private car and headed straight to Xi'an. As soon as I got in, the driver skeptically said, "Little girl, this Timeless Reversal Theme Hotel isn't on the map for this address." I unconsciously looked at the map on my phone. Indeed, I couldn't find the theme hotel. "Master, just drive to Guiyang County first." Along the way, I opened the girl's private message account and saw her birth date, I used the plum blossom divination method to calculate a general direction. The hexagram was Tianfango, heaven and wind. The location indicated was northwest, a mountainous area. The Gao hexagram often signifies a woman in distress or suffering an injury, possibly to the waist or difficulty in movement. The scope of the hexagram was still too broad. Finding a hotel not on the map within a county would be very time-consuming. However, that hotel had something akin to half-human, half-ghost entities. Missing people at such a hotel would surely have been reported to the police. So, I searched online for missing persons in Guiyang County. I scrolled through the search results and found a missing persons notice. Sarah Zhang from Guiyang County went missing on April 21st after attending a theme party at a hotel with her boyfriend. My intuition told me this was the Timeless Reversal Theme Hotel. I searched on Taobao and WeChat using the keyword theme party. As soon as I clicked on a homepage, a user named Experience Seeker had posted invitation to a Republican-era Fate theme party. The event was scheduled for tomorrow. Party attire would be uniformly provided. Participation was limited, so please add WeChat for a private chat. The next afternoon, I followed the WeChat address to a bus stop for guest pickup, taking the opportunity to start a live stream. After only a few words, a blue tour bus slowly pulled up. The door opened, and a man in a Zhongshan suit stepped out. "Hello, are you Chloe?" I nodded. "I am." The man handed me a dancer's mask and gave a standard polite smile. From this moment, the party experience begins. Players, please put on your masks and board the bus. Once inside, I chose a seat at the back. Livestream. Comments scrolled up quickly. "Chloe, please be careful. This is too unusual. Everyone on the bus is wearing a mask." First time watching. Where is the host going? Fearing I might reveal something unusual, I didn't interact with the fans in the live stream room. The bus picked up people along its route, and the last person boarded. The man in the Zhongshan suit spoke into a small loudspeaker. "All players participating in this Republican-era Fate-themed party have arrived. Hello, it's a pleasure to meet you all. Next, we will travel to the hotel where the party will be held, a journey of 1.5 hours. Please rest and enjoy the ride, dear players." The bus slowly headed towards the northwest of the county, leaving the town, circling a village, and then ascending a mountain road. More than 10 minutes later, a 5-story building appeared before my eyes. From the decoration of the hotel gate, it looked exactly like the hotel I saw in the live stream yesterday. I angled my phone camera out the car window and whispered, "This is it." Comments scrolled up. "Is it really the hotel the girl called for help from? Am I the only one who finds this hotel very strange? It looks so eerie. If it wasn't strange, Chloe wouldn't be here. Yesterday, I saw so many things that were neither human nor ghost. This hotel, could it be involved?" The car slowly stopped. The man in the Zhongshan suit stood up. "Dear players, you have arrived at the hotel for this party. I will call out names in order of registration. When your name is called, please exit the bus. Sophia and Liam. The couple in the third row stood up and got off. After they entered the hotel, the man in the Zhongshan suit continued to call the next names. Mia, Chloe. I took my backpack and got off the bus, walking towards the hotel. At the entrance, a girl in a white kippah stood. She smiled politely, welcomed me into the lobby, and handed me an envelope with the number 11 written on it. Dear player, welcome to the Timeless Reversal Theme Hotel. Below are the game rules. This is your room key and the rule book for this theme party. Your room is on the 3rd floor. Room 321. Please use the staircase here. I scanned the surroundings, careful not to reveal any emotion. Logically, after seeing those half-human, half-ghost entities yesterday, this place should be teeming with dark and murderous energy. However, I didn't sense any demonic or ghostly aura, not even faint negative energy. Carrying my doubts, I headed towards the 3rd floor. The stairs were carpeted in black, and a landscape ink painting hung in the hallway. A painting I had seen through the livestream camera yesterday when the girl was running downstairs. So this was indeed the right place. As for not sensing anything unusual, there were 2 possibilities. Either the spiritual energy was being suppressed, or the entity here was so powerful that it could completely conceal its aura. I swiped the card into room 321. The room wasn't large, just an old-fashioned wooden bed and a simple wardrobe. Inside hung a light blue kippah, and beneath it, a pair of black cloth shoes. I set up my phone and took out the game rulebook from the envelope, showing it to the livestream audience. Dear player, welcome to the Timeless Reversal Theme Hotel. Below are the game rules. 1. Please change into the costume prepared for you. 2. Please gather in the lobby on the 4th floor before 2:00 p.m. 3. After the party ends, you must return to your room. 4. Remember not to leave your room after dark. Comments scrolled up. What kind of party has so many rules? This is too weird. Why is it exactly like Country X's soul-snatching game? Chloe, be careful. The room decor is exactly like Country X. Looking at the comments, I fell into deep thought. If it truly was related to Country X, then this building might contain Shikigami, summoned by an onmyoji, Japanese yin-yang master. Country X is known to manipulate spirits and human bodies. Thinking of this, I picked up my phone, went to the room door, and drew a protective talisman. Then I took out my ritual tools from my bag and set up a formation in the room to conceal my aura, preventing the Shikigami from detecting me. First time watching, what is the host doing? After watching a few live streams, I guess Chloe is setting up a formation to make it easier to escape later. Chloe has never run away from a live stream before, I explained. I'm setting up a formation to seal off the room. Yesterday, the girl stepped out and night instantly turned to day. If there's real danger, there's no escaping this place. I'm creating a safe room first. I checked the clock. It was almost 2 p.m. I quickly changed into the kippah and cloth shoes in the room, grabbed some tools and headed towards the 4th floor, phone in hand. As I stepped out of the room, I saw a girl in a red kippah, her face ashen, entering a room. It seemed to be Sarah, The girl who asked for help. Had she become a bone ghost too? I ran over with my phone. The door to the room she entered was open. I stood at the doorway and looked inside, but saw no one. The room's layout was also very strange. White cloth, red candles, and a red paper document on the table. On it was written a marriage contract. Bride, Sarah Zhang. Groom, Kevin Kiao. Was this the marriage contract of the girl in the red kipao? Was it a ghost marriage? The person upstairs is right. This room's setup is very much like a ghost marriage. My knowledge has expanded. Didn't Chloe say the girl was a bone ghost? A ghost marriage with a bone ghost? The girl in the red kipao seems to be the one who called for help last night. I carefully put the red paper back in place, backed out of the room, and explained the origin of bone ghosts to my live stream fans. A bone ghost is something controlled by a powerful entity, an idiom meaning to be a tiger's minion. This kind of bone ghost means the girl is being controlled. That room seems to be completing some ritual. No sooner had I finished speaking than I heard the room door open. Instinctively, I turned around. The couple emerged from the room with red candles and white cloth. As I got a clear look at their faces, my skin crawled. The man's face from the live stream last night had been ashen, but this girl looked perfectly normal. As they approached, I asked the girl, "Are you all right?" The two walked past me as if they didn't see me. Comments scrolled up. "Oh my God, what just happened?" There was clearly no one in there just now. So scary, I can't watch anymore. The person who came out is the woman in the red kipao who disappeared into the room. What on earth is going on? I glanced at the live stream comments. At this moment, I was as bewildered as they were. Where did this couple come from? They didn't see me. The man in front grumbled. I said I didn't want to come. But we had to come to this haunted place. The room facilities are terrible, and I have to work tomorrow. Unbelievable. They look crude. My love, don't be angry now that we're here. Sooner or later, you'll be the death of me. The party's about to start. Just smile, darling. Their voices faded into the distance. I took a deep breath and told my live stream fans, they don't see me. Moreover, I don't feel any ghostly or murderous energy, which proves I've entered a formation. I have to follow and see. The comments below were all comforting. Chloe, we believe in you. If there's danger, Chloe, just run. Saving others is secondary. Your safety comes first. In just a few seconds. The couple disappeared down the stairs. Hey, where are you going? In my confusion, I suddenly heard strange music. I hung my phone around my neck and followed the sound. Reaching the 4th floor, I saw a sign. Banquet hall, turn right, 3rd room. At the door, I didn't dare to venture inside. First, I performed a few ritual actions at the door to ensure an escape route later. Done. I pushed the door open. The vast, dark room held a round table set for dozens of people. All the partygoers wore Republican-era attire. Dozens of exquisitely carved dishes were laid out on the round table. In the center of the table was a dish covered by a large ornate lid. The man in the Zhongshan suit spoke. The party has begun. Please find your seats. I casually found a seat and sat down. As soon as I did, I felt something was off. I looked up and saw a white cloth hanging overhead, with light piercing through it. I specifically angled my phone camera towards the white cloth above my head. Damn, what kind of ghostly place is this? That's Country X's national flag, Chloe said. There are Shikigami and bone ghosts here. Could the mastermind be a Country X onmyoji? Why are they displaying these things? I subtly glanced around at the partygoers. Sarah, the girl in the red kipao, and her boyfriend were also there. I hadn't seen this couple on the bus. I counted the seated people, plus the man in the Zhongshan suit and myself. A total of 21 people. I distinctly remembered there were only 17 people on the bus. That's 4 extra people. Wait! 2 familiar faces caught my eye. Sarah and her boyfriend were there too. But when did they change clothes? A few minutes ago, they were wearing red kipaos. And now, they were in the white t-shirts I saw in the live stream yesterday. Clang, clang, clang. Nah. The man in the Zhongshan suit shook a bell, and the music stopped. He smiled. Welcome, dear players, to this Republican-era fate-team party. We have prepared unique and delicious dishes for you. The game has begun, and we hope you will participate. The overhead lights went out, and 2 white candles lit up in the 4 corners of the room. Someone rotated the round table, and dishes glided past me. Some people had already picked up their chopsticks and tasted the food. Apart from the clinking of dishes, there was no other sound in the room. I gripped my chopsticks and watched Sarah. She moved stiffly, picking up a piece of raw meat and putting it in her mouth to chew. Chloe, absolutely don't eat. It's all raw food. What kind of party is this, really? It's so strange. Country X's flag overhead. Raw food on the table. It feels like a ritual sacrifice. That girl isn't reacting anymore. Doesn't anyone else find this strange? These people haven't said a word since they got on the bus. I lowered my voice and said, everyone here, except me, has been possessed by bone ghosts. Clang, clang. The man in the Zhongshan suit shook the bell again. The sound of dishes vanished, the corner candles extinguished, and the room plunged into darkness. I quickly pressed my phone screen against my body to block the light, fearing they would notice me. In the darkness, I heard the sound of a pot lid being opened. A fluorescent light glowed in the center of the round table. I vaguely saw a person lying on the table, with white candles stuck into their body. I couldn't tell if the object in the middle was human or ghost. The main course: 2-legged lamb, human flesh. Please enjoy. Hearing the instruction, the other bone ghosts climbed onto the table, moving towards the dish called 2-legged lamb. The man in the middle was awakened and screamed in terror. Don't come here. I was utterly shocked. It was a living person. They were eating living human flesh. I didn't care if I was exposed. I stepped on a chair. Climbed onto the table and crawled closer to get a clear look at the person being treated as a dish. Oh my God, it's you, old friend. Before these bone ghosts could lay hands on Ethan, I formed a hand seal and chanted a spell. Heaven is round. Heaven is round. Earth is square. 9 laws of heaven. My brush now draws. All ghosts flee and hide. With the second stroke, Master's sword summoned the heavenly troops and generals. Click! Delay. The lights in the room immediately flickered on. Oh, The people who had been controlled by bone ghosts were now sitting slumped over the table. The food in front of them had already rotted. The man in the Zhongshan suit had vanished. I didn't have time to process what had just happened, and despite still live streaming, I reached out to help Ethan, who gave a strained laugh. "Why are you here?" Ethan sat up, saw the rotten things on the table, pushed me away, and threw up with a loud, "Oh!" The bell rang again. Ethan's face changed. "Run! We can't stay here." With that, he scrambled off the table. I jumped down, intending to help him outside, when someone suddenly grabbed my leg. "Master, save me!" Sarah, the girl who asked for help last night, had regained her senses. Without a second thought, I bent down and helped her up. The three of us headed towards the door together. The game is not over. Players are not allowed to leave this area. The loudspeaker continuously blared this message. Ethan and I instinctively turned around only to see dozens of people with pale, ashen faces moving towards the door in strange postures. Ethan exclaimed in horror, "It's over. The ritual has begun. We can't get out." I ignored him, pulling and dragging both of them towards the door. To Ethan's bewildered gaze, I gently pushed the door open. I calmly said I set up a contingency at the door when I came in. As we stepped out, the bone ghost-controlled people behind us immediately lunged forward. I chanted a spell and formed a hand seal, striking out, temporarily repelling them. I forcefully slammed the door shut, affixed a paper talisman, and said, "Let's go to my room first." I helped the two of them back to room 321. Ethan collapsed onto the floor, exhausted. "This is bad." I helped the girl onto the bed, forced her eyes open, and saw that malevolent energy had entered her body. I had to expel it immediately. I patted my pocket. "Oh, no, I'm out of talismans." I turned to the half-dead man on the floor. "Do you have any talismans?" He shook his head. "All my tools are gone. It seemed I could only use cinnabar mixed with water to draw talismans on the girl's forehead, hands, and feet." I chanted an exorcism spell. Paths to heaven, paths to earth. Karma resolved. What's past is past, playing the spirit land. The girl twisted and struggled, a voice of an old man emanating from her mouth. The cinnabar on her body began to turn black, and her face instantly transformed from that of a young girl to an old man's. After a few seconds, a puff of black smoke shot out from her mouth, and the girl returned to normal. Just as I was about to breathe a sigh of relief, something happened to Ethan. Ethan, on the floor, had a greenish-gray left cheek. As he clawed at himself, grayish-black flakes fell from his face. Ethan looked at the flakes on his hand and muttered, "Damn it, I've been cursed." I threw paper money from my pocket to him. "Deal with it quickly. The upstairs door won't hold much longer. We have to find a way to escape first." Ethan picked up the paper money, knelt down, and faced the door, chanting a spell. "Disciple, I invite the lotus body, forever guarding the heavenly palace, the middle altar marshal, Master Li, altar marshal. Burn!" The paper money in his hand immediately burst into flames. He dabbed it on his head, shoulders, and chin. Before the paper money completely burned, he threw it to the ground, using his left hand to draw a spell on the paper ash with 3 fingers. Help me draw it. I really don't have the strength anymore. Ethan collapsed to the ground, exhausted. I walked over, picked up the paper ash, and rubbed it on his face. Ow! 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 Ethan's neck veins bulged with pain. His bangs drenched in cold sweat. He was also stripped down to his underwear. Don't tell me you feel like a pretty boy being humiliated. I glanced at my phone, still live streaming around my neck. Ethan's expression suddenly changed. Chloe, you're making me lose face. I pulled my phone close and glared at him. If I wasn't live streaming, you'd already be ascending upstairs. At this point, I asked him with suspicion, "Why are you here?" Ethan pulled the blanket from the bed to cover himself. Someone lost their soul, and their family asked me to retrieve it. I ended up here. This haunted place. You can't get out. Right here. He then asked, "What about you?" Why are you here? I pointed to the unconscious girl on the bed. Last night, I received her plea for help, and I tracked her here. Thinking that Ethan had been stuck here for so long, he must know the situation, so I voiced my doubt. What kind of place is this? Really? So many bone ghosts, yet I don't feel any ghostly or murderous energy? And the magnetic field is stable. Ethan used the bed for support, slowly stood up, pulled the bedsheet around him, and then silently went to the window and drew back the curtain. Looking at the scene outside the window, my hair stood on end. 7. I looked at my watch. It was 3:41 p.m., but outside, it was already pitch dark. A blood-red streak of sunset hung on the horizon, like a bloody hand clutching my heart. My phone camera swept across the scene outside, and the live stream room exploded. Oh my God, my life is worth seeing such a strange sight. Last night, the girl stepped out of the gate, and night immediately turned to day. Now, daytime has turned into nighttime. I'm so worried about Chloe. Ethan stared at the scene outside the window for a long time, then softly said, "Have you ever watched those Hong Kong ghost realm movies?" Seeing me nod, he continued, "This is a ghost realm created by a powerful entity. As soon as someone enters this hotel, their soul gets trapped. The bone ghosts control human bodies to continue completing rituals to strengthen the ghost realm's energy field. The stronger the energy field, the more dimensions pile up in this place. For example, when you saw the girl go up to her room, you were actually seeing her from yesterday. No wonder there are so many bone ghosts here. But I don't feel any ghostly or murderous energy. And the magnetic field is stable, just as I suspected when I went upstairs." Comments on the live stream page. Oh my God, how powerful does one have to be to create a ghost realm like this? This feels even more powerful than anything I've seen before. I have a question. If everyone who enters here has their soul trapped, why aren't the host, her senior brother, and the woman on the bed trapped? To the netizens' question, I explained, because my senior brother and I have talismans on us. As for that girl, she's fine. I calculated her birth chart, and she has a pure yang constitution. Ethan plopped onto the bed. Seeing me, still live streaming, even a life or death situation, he couldn't help but grumble. You still have the mind to live stream? I raised an eyebrow and said, It's as if turning off the live stream now will make us fly out of here. He took a deep breath, wanting to say something more, but stopped, finally closing his eyes and lying down on the bed. Thump, thump, thump. Many footsteps sounded outside the door. The game has begun. Players are not allowed to leave this area. Ethan immediately shot up, looking at me in horror. They're here. I gave him a comforting look. Don't panic. I set up a small formation in the room, so they shouldn't be able to get in. Before I finished, the main door rattled violently. Whatever was outside was pounding on the door, trying to break in. May the ancestral masters protect us. I quickly took out incense and Ethan's blood cup, sticking the incense by the door. First, I invite the ancestral masters. Second, I invite the protective spirit official. Third, I invite the mysterious maiden to establish order. Your disciple is performing a ritual here for safe passage. I picked up the remaining paper ash from the ground, mixed it with blood, and added another sealing spell to the door. Heaven and earth, profound and yellow, all laws bow down. I invite the ancestral masters to descend. With blood talismans as swords, sever all evil connections here. Quickly disperse, arise. The sounds outside immediately vanished. I stepped back, sat on the bed, a lapse in judgment. They almost broke in. It's morning. A voice suddenly rang out. I felt a sharp pain in my back. Damn. Ethan sprang up, forming a hand seal and striking towards the girl. The girl was suspended over the bed, eyes tightly shut, with dozens of vine-like strands growing from her body. One of them had pierced my back. Yeah. The vines on the girl's body disappeared, and she collapsed onto the bed. I gritted my teeth against the pain and used a red cinnabar cord to bind her. The girl screamed and struggled. The game has begun. Players are not allowed to leave this area. The piercing sound went through my eardrums, making my head spin. In just a moment of distraction, she broke free from the cord and ran out the door. The formation in the room is broken. I picked up my tools from the ground and ran to the door, intending to reseal it. The moment the room door closed, a swarm of bone ghost-controlled people surged from the hallway. Ahang! The door was slammed open, flying back and sending me sprawling. Fortunately, Ethan caught me. Otherwise, I would have fallen flat on my rear. He took out a lotus pendant from around his neck, placed it in his palm, clasped his hands and chanted. Lotus body, imbued with purity, chanted a myriad times, divine light descends. I took out my ritual tools from my bag and stood guard, forcing the bone ghosts back. The bone ghosts in the room immediately fell. I pulled Ethan and ran out of the room. To the 4th floor, my tools are up there. He had just used a powerful spell, so he was panting, his steps faltering, half leaning on me. I didn't have time to tend to the wound on my back, so I just endured the pain and helped him upstairs. On the 4th floor, the strange music continued. Ethan stopped. What time is it now? I took out my phone to check. 4:00 p.m. I glanced at the live stream comments again. So tense. Ancestral masters protect us. Senior brother is injured, but still fighting. Senior brother is so powerful. Was that summoning the 3rd prince just now? Ethan pointed to the right. This way. After taking a few steps, I felt the surrounding temperature drop sharply, cold enough to make my hair stand on end. Not good. It's starting to change. Ethan pulled me into a room to hide. We're here. Listen. We both pressed against the door, listening to the commotion outside. The cheerful sound of a swan, a horn, and funeral music played simultaneously. An old voice shouted, "Auspicious hour today for a good union. Bride Sarah Jang. Groom Kevin Chio." The voice then changed to a shrill woman's voice. "My son returns to the underworld to marry his bride." Outside, red paper and paper money flew in through the crack under the door. Ethan whispered, "It's not just ghost marriages. Stories from different eras are repeating every day." A minute later, the sounds in the hallway outside disappeared, and no more red paper flew in through the door crack. We just stepped into the ghost marriages timeline. Ethan nodded. "We have to be careful. We could be pulled into another scene at any moment. Take this time to tear off a piece of your clothes and treat the wound on your back." I nodded. I listened in the room for a while longer, making sure no one was outside before cautiously pushing the door open. I remember my tools fell in the fourth room on the right. I helped Ethan towards the right. After 2 steps, I felt something was wrong. The environment seemed to be changing. I looked up at the window at the end of the hallway. It was bright outside. Hearing me say that, Ethan trembled all over. "Check the time again." I held up my phone. 4. Suddenly, we both thought of something and said in unison, "No. Time has stopped." Being able to control time here means the most powerful entity is about to appear. I checked the live stream comments on my phone. "I'm crying. Chloe is hurt. What now? She has to come back safely. I'll follow Chloe for life." I've never seen such mystical things in my life. First time. Seen a ghost marriage. I ask, "What time is it on your side?" I ask, "What time is it on your side?" Everyone? Comments scrolled up. 6:21 p.m. 6:21 p.m. Time has stopped on Chloe's side. I get it. The host and we are not in the same space-time continuum. I told Ethan, "It's 6:21 p.m. outside. Our time is stuck at 4 p.m. Have you experienced this phenomenon during the days you've been stuck here?" He shook his head. After finding Ethan's tools and clothes in other rooms, we decided to go down to the first floor and try to force open the hotel door to escape. As soon as we reached the second floor staircase, all the lights in the hotel vanished. In the pitch-black environment, rustling sounds came from far to near. I vaguely saw many shadows moving, accompanied by a foul, sour stench. "They're here. The bone ghosts are coming again. Run!" I pulled Ethan and ran downstairs, but was forced to stop at the corner of the staircase. The light from my livestream phone shone forward. Below, a crowd of bone ghost-possessed people had gathered. Linear brother helped me stand guard. Ethan staggered to the left to take his position. Seeing this, I took out a cup of blood, wrapped in a plastic bag, feeling a bit disgusted. Took a mouthful and formed the hand seal. Heaven is round, earth is square. 9 laws of heaven my brush now draws. All ghosts flee and hide. With the second stroke, Master's sword, summon the heavenly troops and generals. I spat out the blood in my mouth. Several bone ghosts on the staircase fell and scattered. Instinctively, I grabbed Ethan and reluctantly stepped over their bodies as we ran downstairs. At this moment, 2 candles lit up in the lobby. Using the faint light, I looked back. The half-human, half-ghost entities on the staircase had vanished. The livestream room asked, "Can those people still be saved? Where did the girl who asked for help go?" When you can barely save yourself, how can you save others? Chloe, run out first. I put the disoriented Ethan aside, took out 9 sticks of incense from my bag, lit them, and stuck them into a flower pot by the door. Now is not the time to deal with those things. Get out first, then find a way to save people. Otherwise, I'll be stuck here too. Before the big one appears, break the door and run. After saying that, I stopped looking at the comments. I prepared to chant a spell to summon a god and fight against Country X imperialism. Drive Country X people out of the country. Fight against Country X imperialism. Drive Country X people out of the country. Suddenly, high-pitched voices echoed from all directions, male and female. They continuously repeated this phrase. White bones rose at the end of the hallway. Countless men and women in Republican-era attire, holding white banners, waved and chanted slogans. Fight against Country X imperialism. Drive Country X people out of the country. In front of them were Country X soldiers. They walked against the light with an indomitable spirit, fearless, undeterred by the gun barrels, taking firm steps forward. This scene had such a profound impact on me that for a moment I felt like I was being drawn in. They were all young men and women in their teens and 20s, carelessly dedicating themselves to a country being trampled upon. Gunshots rang out. The people in front fell, but those behind did not stop. My body began to move forward uncontrollably. Chloe, Ethan pulled me back, powerfully squeezing my left middle finger. 10 fingers are connected to the heart. The pain instantly brought me back to my senses. Ow! 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 Don't squeeze anymore. I rubbed my reddened middle finger. He frowned, his eyes revealing caution. What happened? Did you suddenly lose control? I guiltily lowered my head. That scene just now was too shocking. I lost myself and got drawn in. Livestream comments scrolled wildly. Oh my God, what am I seeing? I'm crying to death. I'm seeing my ancestors in a divination and ghost-busting livestream room again. Is this an illusion, or have we been pulled into another dimension? Ethan struggled to breathe, clutching his chest. It's morning outside. Yeah. Ask the livestream room what time it is on their side. Fans immediately replied with the time in the comments. He leaned against the door for a long time before saying, "The times don't match. We can't get out." No sooner had he finished speaking than the strange music began again. And that phrase, "the game is not over." Players are not allowed to leave this area. I exclaimed in surprise. The array is on the 4th floor. Whatever controls this place set up a formation to lure people here, precisely to complete the soul-trapping ritual. The white cloth, hanging over the round table in the fourth-floor banquet hall, with light shining through it. That's Country X's national flag. All the souls are trapped in that white cloth. We looked at each other and ran towards the fourth floor. We walked through the dark hallway, each step seemingly teetering on an unknown precipice. Reaching the fourth floor, the banquet hall door was slightly ajar, revealing a strange glimmer of light. Pushing the door open, a rush of cold air hit my face, making me shiver. The white cloth on the round table swayed gently in the wind, as if it had a life of its own. Ethan walked to the side of the round table, stared at the white cloth, and frowned. The array that traps souls. Suddenly, the white cloth automatically floated into the air, as if responding to some summon. Immediately after, the surrounding air began to warp, and a powerful surge of yin energy permeated the room. Careful! I pulled Ethan back, cautiously looking around. Down. Master, save me! Behind the round table, Sarah, the girl who called for help last night, was hanging, her face pale, eyes tightly shut, with traces of desperate tears at the corners of her eyes. As the white cloth swayed, she also gently swung. It's fake! Ethan quickly pulled out a purple talisman. Purple talisman, give it to me! Help me stand guard! I took my position, a bit worriedly looking at him. Can you still go on? Or should I do it? He pulled a bunch of incense sticks from my bag, stuck them into a turnip on the table, and softly said, If I fail, you're still here. If you fail, we really won't get out. With that, he sat cross-legged, forming the lotus hand seal. Incense, Jew Saint General, destroy the vanguard. By the jaded void's command, break all evil formations. 1 and 2 lotus flowers forever guard the heavenly palace. Great loyalty, great filial piety, upright courage. Middle altar Marshal Master Li, summon Nedja, the third prince. A golden light gathered in Ethan's hand. Break the formation! The golden light transformed into a blazing red flame, shooting straight towards the white cloth overhead. A horrific scream echoed, and the entire building shook. Chunks of the ceiling fell. Countless vines grew from the walls, and the surrounding scenery began to blur, as if everything was covered in a thin layer of hoarfrost. Suddenly, the white cloth jerked violently, and the hanging girl transformed into a thigh-thick vine, extending from the middle of the white cloth, trying to ensnare us. I quickly threw out the talisman. The talisman glowed with golden light, separating the vines growing from all directions. Summon the third prince to descend, Ethan shouted, and the golden flame immediately enveloped the entire room. The desperate scream rang out again, struggling against the restraint. In the flames, a shadowy figure riding a windfire wheel appeared and disappeared. The vines were instantly incinerated completely by the mystic fire. Just as I let out a sigh of relief, Ethan's eyes rolled back, and he passed out. Luckily, I reacted quickly and caught him. I took out my phone to check the time, but the battery was dead, and it powered off. All right, let's go for now. I carried Ethan on my back and ran downstairs. The lobby was empty and desolate. Outside the main door, it was pitch black, and the 9 incense sticks by the door were almost completely burned out. It seemed that the space-time had returned to normal. I intended to push the door open, but something pulled my leg. "Master, save me," Sarah pleaded plaintively. I reached out to pull her, only to see her being dragged by dozens of bone ghosts. Each one looked up at me with an ashen face, their eyes fixated on me. "Heaven is round, earth is square, 9 laws of heaven. My brush now draws, all ghosts flee and hide." With the second stroke, Master Sword summoned the heavenly troops and generals. "Begone." The bone ghosts immediately vanished. I pulled Sarah and carried Ethan, rushing out of the hotel. Suddenly, a sharp pain shot through my wrist. I looked down and saw I was holding a paper figure with eyes drawn on it. Its bloody mouth bit into my wrist. The paper figure was flung away. A strange laugh echoed from the building behind me. I looked back in confusion. Sarah, the girl who asked for help, was wearing a red kimono, standing with the man in the Zhongshan suit in front of a crowd of vengeful spirits. Both of their faces held chilling smiles. The girl's mouth opened and closed. "Long time no see, Chloe. See you again." Before I could react, the entire building instantly transformed into a dilapidated, abandoned structure. "You were played again." Ethan slowly woke up on my back. I angrily carried him down the mountain. "Luckily, we met each other, otherwise whoever was stuck here wouldn't have gotten out," Ethan whispered. "This is far from over. I know they conjured up so many things to steal the national destiny." He paused, then added, "And they want to kill people in our line of work.